Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin was born into a working-class family in Leningrad, now St. Petersburg, Russia, on October 7, 1952. His father, Vladimir Spiridonovich Putin, was a conscript in the Soviet Navy, while his mother, Maria Ivanovna Putina, née Shelomova, worked in a factory. Putin's upbringing was marked by hardship and resilience, as his family endured the hardships of post-war Soviet Union. Putin displayed determination and discipline from a young age, traits that would later define his political career. He was an avid student, excelling in academics and sports. He showed particular interest in martial arts, a passion that would stay with him throughout his life. In 1970, Putin enrolled at the Leningrad State University, where he studied law. His time at university was formative, shaping his worldview and instilling in him a sense of duty towards his country. Upon graduating from university in 1975, Putin joined the Soviet Security Agency, the KGB, Committee for State Security. He underwent rigorous training at the KGB's intelligence school, where he specialized in foreign intelligence. Putin's early years in the KGB were spent primarily in East Germany, where he worked undercover as a KGB agent. His time in East Germany exposed him to the intricacies of espionage and provided valuable experience in navigating the complex web of international relations during the Cold War. During his tenure with the KGB, Putin rose through the ranks, displaying competence, loyalty, and a keen intellect. His colleagues described him as reserved yet highly effective, with a knack for analyzing situations and making sound decisions under pressure. The collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991 marked a turning point in Putin's career. With the dissolution of the KGB, he returned to Leningrad and transitioned into politics. In 1991, he became an advisor to the mayor of St. Petersburg, Anatoly Sobchak, a prominent figure in Russia's nascent democratic movement. Putin's political acumen and managerial skills quickly caught the attention of his superiors, and he rose swiftly through the ranks of the St. Petersburg administration. He played a key role in implementing economic reforms and attracting foreign investment to the city, earning him a reputation as a capable and pragmatic leader. Putin's ascent to the national stage came in 1999 when he was appointed as Prime Minister of Russia by President Boris Yeltsin. His appointment came at a tumultuous time in Russian politics, as the country grappled with economic instability, corruption, and a loss of international prestige. As Prime Minister, Putin wasted no time in asserting his authority and implementing reforms aimed at stabilizing the economy and restoring Russia's status as a global power. His tough stance on corruption and his commitment to law and order resonated with many Russians, who saw him as a decisive leader capable of restoring order amid chaos. Putin's popularity and political maneuvering culminated in his election as President of Russia in 2000. He inherited a country in crisis, with widespread poverty, corruption, and a weakened military. During his first term as president, Putin implemented a series of reforms aimed at modernizing the Russian economy, strengthening the rule of law, and centralizing power in the Kremlin. He also pursued a more assertive foreign policy, seeking to reassert Russia's influence on the world stage. Putin's presidency was marked by economic growth and stability, as well as a crackdown on political dissent and media freedom. Critics accused him of authoritarianism and undermining democratic institutions, but Putin remained popular among many Russians who saw him as a strong and decisive leader. In 2004, Putin was re-elected for a second term as president, winning by a landslide victory. His second term saw continued economic growth and a consolidation of power in the Kremlin, as Putin worked to cement his legacy as one of Russia's most influential leaders since the fall of the Soviet Union. Unable to run for a third consecutive term as president due to constitutional limits, Putin stepped down in 2008 and was succeeded by his hand-picked successor, Dmitry Medvedev. However, Putin remained a powerful figure in Russian politics, serving as prime minister under Medvedev's presidency. During his tenure as prime minister, Putin continued to exert considerable influence over government policy, effectively serving as Russia's de facto leader. His popularity remained high, and many Russians viewed him as the true source of power in the country. In 2012, Putin once again ran for president and was elected for a third term amid allegations of electoral fraud and protests from opposition groups. His return to the presidency signaled a continuation of his policies and leadership style, characterized by a strong emphasis on stability, national sovereignty, and Russian interests. Putin's third term as president was marked by both domestic challenges and assertive foreign policy moves. Domestically, he faced growing discontent over corruption, lack of political freedoms, and economic stagnation. However, Putin's grip on power remained firm, thanks in part to his control over the media and security services. In terms of foreign policy, Putin pursued an assertive agenda aimed at restoring Russia's influence on the global stage. He annexed Crimea from Ukraine in 2014, a move that sparked international condemnation and led to a deterioration in Russia's relations with the West. Putin's support for separatist rebels in eastern Ukraine further strained relations with Western countries, leading to economic sanctions and diplomatic isolation. Despite facing international criticism and economic challenges, Putin remained popular among many Russians, who saw him as a strong and patriotic leader defending Russian interests against Western encroachment. Putin's fourth term as president has been marked by ongoing challenges both domestically and internationally. Domestically, he faces growing discontent over economic inequality, corruption, and a lack of political freedoms. Opposition movements have grown in strength, fueled by widespread disillusionment with Putin's leadership. Internationally, Russia's relations with the West have continued to deteriorate, as Putin pursues an assertive foreign policy aimed at challenging Western hegemony and expanding Russia's influence in regions such as the Middle East and Africa. Despite these challenges, Putin remains firmly in control of Russia's political landscape, thanks to his tight grip on power and the support of key institutions such as the military and security services. However, the future remains uncertain, as Putin grapples with the legacy of his presidency and the daunting task of steering Russia through an increasingly uncertain and volatile global environment. Putin's leadership style is characterized by a strong centralization of power, a pragmatic approach to governance, and a commitment to defending Russian interests on the global stage. He is known for his decisive decision-making, often relying on a small circle of trusted advisors to formulate policy. Economically, Putin has pursued a mix of state interventionism and market reforms aimed at promoting economic growth and modernization. However, his economic policies have been criticized for favoring state-owned enterprises and fostering corruption. On the international stage, Putin has pursued a foreign policy agenda aimed at challenging Western dominance and asserting Russia's interests in regions such as Eastern Europe, the Middle East, and Asia. His support for authoritarian regimes and willingness to use military force to achieve strategic objectives have earned him both admirers and critics on the world stage. Despite his public persona as a strongman leader, Putin's personal life remains shrouded in mystery. He is known to keep his family life private, rarely appearing in public with his wife and 2 daughters. Putin is an avid sportsman with a particular passion for judo and ice hockey. He often participates in high-profile sporting events, using them as a means of projecting an image of strength and vitality. In recent years, speculation has grown about Putin's health and political future, with rumors circulating about potential successors and succession plans. However, Putin has remained tight-lipped about his intentions, keeping the world guessing about his next move. Vladimir Putin's legacy is a subject of much debate and controversy. Supporters credit him with stabilizing Russia after the tumultuous years following the collapse of the Soviet Union, restoring national pride and promoting economic growth and stability. Critics, however, accuse Putin of undermining democratic institutions, suppressing political dissent, and fostering corruption and cronyism. His aggressive foreign policy moves, including the annexation of Crimea and support for authoritarian regimes, have also drawn condemnation from the international community. Despite these criticisms, Putin remains a dominant figure in Russian politics, with his influence extending far beyond his presidency. His legacy will continue to shape Russia's trajectory for years to come, leaving a lasting impact on both domestic politics and international relations. Throughout his tenure as president, Vladimir Putin has faced numerous criticisms and controversies, both domestically and internationally. His government has been accused of human rights abuses, including crackdowns on political dissent, media censorship, and the suppression of LGBT rights. Internationally, Putin's aggressive foreign policy moves, including the annexation of Crimea and support for authoritarian regimes, have drawn condemnation from Western countries and strained Russia's relations with the international community. Furthermore, Putin's personal wealth and alleged ties to organized crime have come under scrutiny, with some accusing him of amassing vast fortunes through corrupt means. However, Putin has consistently denied these allegations, portraying himself as a defender of Russian interests against Western encroachment. Vladimir Putin's life and career are a testament to the complexities of modern Russian politics. From his humble beginnings in Leningrad to his rise to power as one of the most influential leaders in the world, Putin's journey has been marked by triumphs and controversies. As he enters his fourth term as president, Putin faces a myriad of challenges, both domestically and internationally. Whether he will be able to navigate these challenges and secure his legacy as a transformative leader remains to be seen. However, one thing is certain: Vladimir Putin's impact on Russia and the world will be felt for generations to come.
Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos.